Heidi ho there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here today along with my dad. Say hey, Dad.
Hey.
Well, today what we're going to do, we have a set of very heavy duty sawbucks, okay? And Dad had the idea to make this video. And right here, as you can see, we have them stacked up here. We're going to show you how easy these things are to stack and store in your garage or shop. We're going to show you how easy they are to quickly pull down, put together, and be ready to work with. And then we're going to show you how to build a set of them. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, this set of sawbucks I've had for 25 years. And I've built my house with it. I've built a lot of houses. That's what I did with it. I've had this thing stacked up with 14-foot 2x10s before with no problem. It's very durable, and they're easy to take apart and store. You can see they store right up against the wall, or you can take them apart this way, and they just interact with each other. And you can store them up against the wall that way. And
you could probably also hang them from a wall. Too,
you can,
right?
yeah,
you could hang them from a shop wall if you had space on that as well.
Yes.
Okay.
As you can see, this thing has been used and cut up quite a bit. And the good thing about this particular sawbuck, when you get through, you can take it apart just like this, turn it right over, put it back together, and screw these screws here back in, and you got a brand new cutting surface.
Okay, cool. And when that actually wears out, you just switch out that
just
one.
Throw it away and get another one.
Oh, awesome. So that's the only wearable item.
This is the only thing you'll have. Now, I haven't had this 25 years. I've had the bottom one.
Okay.
Okay, put these things together. Doesn't take but a minute or two to put them together. You just lean it over, slide it right in the slot there. Move the other end. And that's all you got to do. Now, we do have to put a screw here to hold it together.
Right.
And that's ready to go now.
Okay, that was pretty quick and easy.
Yep.
All right. Okay, guys, here they are set up. We've got both bucks set up just in a matter of minutes, and they're ready for operation. And now we're going to show you, Dad's going to show you how to make some of these yourself.
Okay, this is what we're going to be working on. Now, I'm not going to show you the cutting of everything. I'm just going to show you what has to be done. You want, for the two top boards, you want 157 and 160 inches long. Or the bottom board can be anything you want it to be, or the length of them to be anything you want it to be, depending on how wide you want your sawbucks. I like mine 5 foot. You can make them 4 foot, you can make them 6 foot. Anyhow, but to make them the way I'm showing you now, you'll need to have, make 2 cuts on a plate, the gusset plate, 18.5 inches from this corner. It's cut at 30-degree angle. You measure 18 inches and put it on 30 degrees, cut it, and then and you cut that, and it's ready to go. You'll need the saw legs, the buck legs. Will have to be, one end's on 30, the other end's on a 60 degrees, and it's 32.5 inches long.
Okay, and that's from this end?
That end to right here.
To peak to peak?
Yeah, tip to tip.
32.5 inches,
long
guys.
point, long point.
Okay. All right, and this gusset plate's out of 3/4 inch plywood.
Well, you can make it out of a half inch.
Half inch if you want to.
5/8 inch, or whatever you want to make it out of. I like to use 3/4 because it's a little bit sturdier.
Okay.
Okay, I went ahead and cut all the legs. Now I'm going to show you the best way to put this together. I cut a block, and this is 5 inches long here. That's how far down I want to make it. And to make sure all of them fit alike, you cut a block, put that one here, and that one right here. And after you do that, you want to, I've already pre-drilled a hole in this right here. You can cut it off. Okay, now it's ready. It's ready to put the gusset plate on now. And what I've done is cut both corners 30 degrees up. It needs to be 7 1/8 across the top here. And for this particular 10-inch board, it needs to be 18 3/4 down the bottom. And what you do, you just have to come over here and you try to get just like that right there where it lines up, and then you screw it down. I've already pre-drilled the holes. I'm gonna screw it down now. What I'm gonna be doing is screwing it down with 2-inch screws. That way it won't go through the other side.
Gusset installed. All we've done is flipped it over, and we're going to install the one on the other side as well. Okay guys, one leg is completely assembled now. We're going to go ahead and move it aside and build the other one. We won't show you too much of that. I just want to give you these measurements one more time in case you want to write these down. Got 18 and what was that, 3/4?
18 3/4.
Across the bottom, 30-degree angle on each side right here. Your measurement at the top should be 7 1/8. And remember on your legs here, you got a 60-degree cut on this end. And from peak to peak down here is 32 1/2 inches. And you want a 30-degree cut on this end. Okay, we're gonna lay it aside and go ahead and assemble the other one.
I want to set in from this side about 5 inches. This board here is 5 1/2 long and 5 inches wide. Now I want to use the long one to make it, to get over here 5 1/2 inches. And mark it, and you do like this all the way around, all both ends. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is take this plate right here. I've already pre-drilled the holes and countersunk them like I did on everything else. I want to put it right on that mark. That leaves about a 1/2 inch on this side over here, and leaves it up 2 inches. That's the cleat that's gonna catch the top board, and that's what it's for. Okay, now I'm putting another gusset plate on the other side so that it'll lock that top 2x4 in. And I'm gonna screw it down also. Now remember, this board here is 5 inches wide and 5 1/2 inches up. Put that long ways there. What you wanna do is take your 2x4, same thickness as your legs, and you take one of your scutcheon plates and you put it right up and you screw it down where it's in between it good and tight. You don't want it real tight, but you want it tight. This is the cleats that goes on it. Now it's ready to put into the legs. And you'll see what these blocks of wood are for, and that's to hold it in there so that the leg can't rock. It gives it rock solid steadiness.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's fully assembled now. The only thing we have to do is to screw these screws right in that hole right there, and that locks the legs in so you can pick it up and transport it. And I got to screw the screws in this cleat here so it'll
Holds the top
hold
piece.
the top piece
Yeah.
on.
Okay. And once again, guys, this piece here is this piece is replaceable. If you ever get some saw marks and stuff in it, all you gotta do is remove the 8 screws and pull that one out. Put your new piece of 2x4 in there.
Okay, this is the finished product right here. This is a real sturdy sawbuck, and I promise you, you'll never break it down. I've had mine for 25 years over there, and I've built multiple houses and loaded it to the gills. You'll notice how it fits flush with the floor, good and sturdy. This reason these plates go on it, it locks the legs in so it won't move around. It also, the reason they drop this down below this, a lot of times when you ripping wood, and you by yourself, ain't nobody to hold it down for you, and you can lay this board right into the 2x4 or 2x8 or whatever you're doing ripping right in here, and let the oven lay on the other side, and this will hold it for you so you can rip it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay.
Okay, there's one more thing I wanted to tell you. This bench is 30 inches high. Now, for you taller people or shorter people, it don't matter. If you don't like the 30 inches, all you have to do for the taller people is just add, all this dimensions will be the same, but just add a little length to sawbuck down there and raise it up how far you want to. This leg, just add length to your leg. Instead of 32.5, you might want to make it 34, 35. If you're real short, you might want to cut it down to 30. The reason I dropped this back 1.5 inches is a lot of times you'll need to clamp something down to your sawbucks and you don't have a big long clamp, and you can got that 1.5 inches sticking out and you can clamp it down.
Okay, that's another great idea. Okay guys, I just want to give you these measurements one last time for all your pieces. Your top board, 60 inches across. Your bottom one, 57. And we'll move down here to the legs. From the peak to the peak, 32.5. And you got a 30-degree angle on the bottom, 60-degree angle on the top. And for your trapezoid pieces, 30-degree angles on the bottom from peak to peak, 18 3/4 on the bottom, 7 1/8 on the top, and it's out of a 10-inch wide piece, as you can see. And your other little gussets over here are 5 inches by 5.5. If you can cut all those out, guys, you should be able to put it together. We want to thank you for watching our video today. Don't forget to subscribe, tell a friend about us. We'll see you next time. Take care.